Hi friends, I am going to show you how to create a Spring MVC application using Maven. For this, go to Maven project, select Maven archetype web app, give some group ID, artifact ID. It need not be the same, you can give different value here. This is a Maven dynamic web application. You can see pom.xml and web application folder here. So we got some error here. Let me okay, environment. So let me go to build path, configure build path, finish, and still Java external. I want to complete this video in 10 minutes or 15 minutes. So I have created the same application. Let me copy some of the code snippets to fasten up the track. Here it is showing some of the libraries are missing, so we need to add some libraries to pom.xml file. Pom.xml file is the place where we add dependencies for the project. Let me copy this dependency, Java actor servlet. If you are not using Maven, you can add this download the dependencies. You can Google it and download these dependencies and add it to the web app. You can create a folder under web.inf and add it here. All the dependencies of this version, we specify the version here. So Google it with Java External Servlet API 3.1.1 version something, and add those libraries to this folder web.inf. Under, create a folder called live and add there. So let me save this. You can see all the errors are disappeared. Still have some errors. Okay, now open the web.xml. When the project is loaded, web.xml is first file that controller goes to. We need to specify the welcome files. We need to specify the controller what are the welcome files for this application. Here we specify the welcome file as index.jsp file, that is it should go to index.jsp first. Let me run this. Yes, restart server. It will take some time to restart the. Okay, this is what expected result is, because index.jsp contains the hello world. Okay, now I am going to put a link in the index.jsp file. Let me copy and paste it here in index.jsp, so that we can go to login page. What it means is, it is a anchor tag. When we click on this anchor tag, so let me show you. Run as unknown server. Yes, refresh. When we click on this login page.html, this the control redirect to login page.html. I am not very technical person, so I recently learned the Spring MVC, so maybe I am not everything correct, so I am just giving some demo. You can search it on Google. So when we ask about login page.html, it will go to web.xml. We need to specify how to handle the html.html. You see here, we are not requesting any HTML page or JSP page. It is a, you can say it is different. what it is you can specify something here. All the requests of type of ending, all the requests ending with star.htm should be handled by login app. What login app is? It is a dispatch servlet. Load on startup means it should be started at the first. Let me copy this snippet. Servlet mapping, copy and copy it in here. So we need to create a login app. We need to create an XML file with the name login app servlet.xml. What is login app.servlet is, we have specified that all the requests of type star.htm should be handled by login app. So we need to create a XML file with starting name of login app and hyphen servlet ending with XML. We need to specify the beans in the login app hyphen servlet.xml file. Let me show you my login app servlet.xml file. Let me copy this. You can Google what it is what I am specifying here is, if the request of if we get the request login page.htm, you go to this class. Where is this class? We need to develop this class. We need to generate this class in the new class login page controller. These are basically controllers. A controller is a class which handles all the requests. This is a controller class. We need to specify this is a controller class, so we need to add some annotation here. But as per now, the compiler doesn't know what is a controller. See, so we need to add some of the libraries to the POM file. Spring libraries. We need to add some of the Spring libraries to the POM file. There are three main Spring libraries, that is Spring Core, Spring Web, Spring MVC. Let me copy these files and add these libraries here. It is a Spring version you see here. It is a just property. This is a property I have added because every time I change the Spring version, I no need to change the values, hard-coded values. So I declared a property here. So let me save the project. Building workspace here. Process. Okay, let me go to this. Now it will prompting me to import something. So now the controller, the compiler know it is a controller class. Let me go to controller class. Some controller class structure should be like this. It should controller. Okay, for saving some time, request mapping. Okay, what it is, if you get any request of type of value login page.htm and the method is get, that is, if you are requesting for a page, this method should be executed. That means when login page is loading, this method should be called. You can specify any other name, but I am comfortable with the login page load. What is this model attribute is? Model is a map between, model is a map, it connects between JSP page and the controller class. If you add any attribute to model in the controller class, you can use them in the JSP page. I will show you how, but first let me go with this user. We need to create a user. User is nothing, it is a simple bean. Let me create some class. I have already created a user bean here. Let me copy and paste it here. Okay, login beans, change package. Compilation unit. Yeah, it is a user is a simple class. It contains two attributes, username and password. I am going to create a object for the user and map the user to the this JSP page. If we go to the login page.jsp, we already have the user attribute ready for us. Let me create login page.jsp. I have already created a login page. Let me copy and paste it here. Login page. Login page.jsp. You can see some errors here. What is a form means, we can use the model through this tag library form. We are getting some errors here, some warnings here. It is due to some bug. Just cut and paste the library, you can see the errors are gone. And what the form is, it contains three fields, name and password, and action is login page.htm. That means when we click on the login button, it calls the method post and go to and request for this action. What is user is, we have added an object here of name user, right? Let me show you add attribute. Attribute here, it is just like a map. It has a value, key and value pairs. A key is a string and value is an object. So here I am specifying the key as user and object is this user object, and with the same key I am requesting that same key here. So we already have the user object in this form. So form input path is equal to username. What it is user is a bean and it has two fields, you already know this, and the same fields, the username with the capital N is we should specify here, because when we click on submit and enter some of the value in the input field, the same the value is associated with the username in the user object. It is difficult when I say, but it will easy if you practice it. If you just try to understand what I am saying is, it will this input field is mapped with the username field of the user object. Okay, you will know that. Okay, we already, okay, let me save this. And when we click on the login button, it requests the login page.html in the and the post method. So it will go to login app and the login page.html. It will go to login page controller, login page, login.controllers.login page controller. Go to this class and searches for the login page.html and method is equal to post. Let me copy this. What it is okay, you know what it is, the request mapping, right? And you can, I named the method to be called is login based processing, because in this method we need to process. If the user is valid user, we should go to welcome user.jsp page. If the user is not valid user, we should go to login failure.jsp page. Validations are, I want to do the validations, we can do the validations in the same class, same method, but I want to do it in another class. So what model attribute is, it is an annotation. We already know login page contains the object of the user, so that we can get that attribute from model using this annotation, model attribute user. It will map the user object to this user here. Okay, no need to create another class. Just if the user dot get username dot equals some root, I want to go to welcome user. This is not how verification is done, but I want to do the things as simple as possible and as fast as possible. Restart the server. Okay, restarting Tomcat is taking some time. Login page, there is an exception, cannot find the class. Login page controller for bean/login.html. In controllers to login. Okay, wrong name. Let me restart the server. Controllers login page controller. I didn't see any error here. Let me check once again. Okay, let me update the project. Maybe sometimes you need to update the project, it will cause some errors here. If you did not update the project, you will get some errors. did not yet to created welcome user.jsp file. So I have already created welcome these files already. Login failure, copy them and paste it here. Okay, we will get welcome page. If we type some wrong username, login failure. That's it, friends. If you like the video, click on some likes and suggest me some good